busy Thursday, almost said Friday. These days are blending together. A relatively busy Thursday evening for January standards. I mean, this is the type of weather we usually see in, say, March or April or something to that effect. Now, thankfully, there were no tornadoes and the damage was, I'd say, minimal at best, although there were severe thunderstorms with some really gusty winds and there was some damage, but we're not hearing of widespread crazy damages. Certainly some power outages with all those gusty winds too. Typically, you know, you hear there's a saying, a weather folklore, if you will, that if you hear thunder in the winter and within 10 days, you're going to see snow. I think that's the way that goes. So we're going to speed up that process. Within about 10 hours, you're going to see snow. So things are going to change pretty quickly. So let's talk about what's going on, what we saw, big picture. I kind of like to, you know, talk about this and kind of spend our time a little slowly. Same presentation that you'd see on TV, but we just kind of take our time with it as opposed to the 3 minutes that I have on the TV side. Let's get out and get at it. Just kind of pressing my buttons here to see what graphic is next to show you. All right, big picture, it was a stormy night. We just kind of talked about that. The bulk of the storms are almost gone. I'm going to show you what's still left here in just a second after we just kind of go through our thesis, if you will, of the presentation. That's what I learned in college anyway, that you got to start off with a thesis, the main points that you're going to talk about in your paper. This is the main points of my presentation. Scattered snow showers coming in on Friday, and then over the weekend, we are dry on Saturday, but accumulating snow on Sunday. That was supposed to say on Sunday instead of ... I don't think I fit it all in there. When I was writing this up, I think we were pushing up against the 4 o'clock newscast, and I was trying to get everything in there because it was busy trying to get up there with the possible severe storms and everything coming in. So I think I just kind of left off that Sunday. But here's what we got going on so far, at least for the next 10 minutes. We've still got this cluster of severe thunderstorms, Cuyahoga County, eastern Cuyahoga County anyway, Lake County, and northern Geauga County. And that's the big picture right there to kind of show you the orientation of where everything is. There's low pressure moving by, and as it moves by, you got that right there. Look at all that heavy rainfall with this. This is the satellite and radar stretching anywhere from Lake County down into Geauga County, Portage County, down into Stark County, over into Carroll County, and moving towards Columbiana County. It's just a heavy rainfall at times, and then some lightning in there too. So there is the severe thunderstorm warning right there moving through Menor, down towards Middlefield, and just to the east of Solon, and just to the east of Hudson. I'll scoot in a little bit closer and show you some of these cities that seeing Chardon, seeing the heavy rain, Munson, Eastlake, seeing some very heavy rain and some really gusty winds with this too. Might be even seeing some power outages in all honesty. The station that I just came from in Dayton, WHIO, we had a graphic, at least that the meteorologist could use, that showed us the power outages in real time almost of each county. Don't have that here at this station. Be a nice tool to have, but I think we worked down there with some local power companies and what have you to be able to get that. But I have heard of a lot of power outages though going on. Down towards Ravenna, I've seen some heavy rainfall, maybe even some hail down into Ravenna. And Hartville, seen some moderate showers. That's pushing eastward, and as it pushes eastward, then that's when we'll start to see some damage move eastward, like this. So when I first looked at this at say 7 o'clock, the bulk of the storms were, I'd say, around and west of 71, and so that's where the bulk of the damage was. This hadn't come in yet, right up here where I'm clicking on, where we've got thunderstorm wind damage from Strongsville, light pull down near Royalton and Howell Roads reported obtained by social media. So that means that when someone posted on social media, probably to a local authority or National Weather Service or what have you, saying, hey, there's a pull down here or there. Mansfield, a 47-mile-an-hour wind gust. Down towards New Philly, a 49-mile-an-hour wind gust. And this one says it's a non-thunderstorm wind gust, so just gusty winds up to about 50 miles an hour. Back out towards Green Springs and Sandusky County, thunderstorm wind gusts of 51 miles an hour. There's thunderstorm wind damage in Ashland County and Polk, tree and power lines down there. So you get the picture that we have had some damage with some of these storms blowing by and some power outages too. So this has been a legit storm system, especially for this time of year for January. I remember about, I want to say it was maybe 3 years ago, we had similar conditions, and I was down in Dayton at WHIO, and there was a tornado in downtown Troy, Ohio, did some damage, and it was in January. So we get this from time to time, but it's certainly still rarer that we have severe weather in January. So right now we're sitting in the 40s, not bad at all considering that our average for this time of year for a daytime high is 36. So we usually hit our average our high about what, 3 o'clock? So now we're about 4.5 hours. So we should be sitting in the 20s, if anything, now instead of the 40s. So still good. The cold air still hasn't really infiltrated in yet. But if you look just west of Toledo, you start to see that blue contour, that blue color. That means the colder area is on its way. It's still pretty gusty out there too. Winds out of the west-southwest about 15 to 25 miles an hour. And that's how you can also see that the cold air hasn't really come in yet, because you see the winds are still out of the west-southwest. Once you start to see those winds turn out of the north, that's when we start to see that colder air come in here. Here the gusts, still looking at some 43 mile an hour gusts in Akron-Canton area, 30 mile an hour gusts in Lorain and Cleveland, New Philly, Mansfield, about 25 mile an hour gusts. So the wind chill, now here's the thing, this is the other part of the puzzle here. Although it may not seem bad temperature-wise, because the winds are so gusty, if you're out and about this evening, I know it's only like 7:30, some folks maybe going out to dinner, running some errands, going to what have you, it still feels a little chilly out there. So 36 is the real feel in Mansfield, 37 in Worcester, 38 in Lorain over in Cleveland, and up in Ashtabula. Still in the 40s in Akron-Canton, New Philly, over towards Youngstown. But as that cooler air starts to really infiltrate in here and temperatures drop a little bit, you'll start to feel those 30s. But even then, with the wind chill factor is still warmer than our average high for this time of year. So we are doing okay, but reality is going to set back in by the time we head towards tomorrow and the rest of the 8-day, where we go back to average for this time of year, which is good, because we're not talking about anything Christmas-wise. Remember that. Whew, that was cold. But that was really the bulk of any teeth or any bite that winter had so far, was back in Christmas time. Other than that, things have been okay. The visibilities are lower where we're seeing the rain naturally, but everywhere else the visibility is okay. Here's the 8-hour forecast. Again, temperatures dropping through the 40s and the 30s overnight. Notice by about midnight or so, we start to see those snow showers come in. So we start to mix that rain and snow, and then it's just snow showers throughout the day tomorrow with the temperatures falling. So here's the breakdown, the daily precip. Tomorrow we've got scattered snow showers. Saturday we're dry. Then Sunday, accumulating snow showers. And then on Monday, those accumulating snow showers could still be hanging around until Monday morning before we're drier for Monday afternoon. And then we're dry for Tuesday. And then on Wednesday, another system with more accumulating snow showers. Now, when I say accumulating, shovelable snow for Sunday and next Wednesday. So usually I think shovelable, the benchmark that we use for that is about 4 inches. So somewhere around that, whether it's a little bit less, a little bit more, or right on, or what have you, is just kind of what we're keeping in the back of our mind, what we're thinking. So don't take that, don't take the football and try and run downfield with it and make a touchdown with that. Not yet. Just know that in the back of your mind, that could be the play, but we're not calling that play just yet. That's if you follow football. Those of you who don't follow football are like, what is he talking about? What is he saying? Just go with me here. 4 inches is kind of what we're thinking, but we could go less or go a little bit more. You just got to stay with us. So scattered snow showers throughout the overnight as rain is trying to transition. So for a while, especially up by the lake, you might see a mix of rain and snow. If you're working overnight, that sort of deal, most of us will be asleep. But by the time we wake up, it'll be all snow showers as you're headed out the door to work and school. And it's throughout the day. It's just light scattered snow showers here and there. Not everybody will see them. You might see a few flying flakes and go on by. Some of us, it might be a little bit more persistent, maybe grassy surfaces or so, might pick up some accumulation. And then there's Saturday, predominantly cloudy with maybe a few breaks in the cloud cover with some sunshine, but predominantly cloudy, but dry. And then there's Sunday. Starting in the morning, we get some scattered snow showers in here, which could accumulate. So as far as Friday goes, tomorrow, what we will see is most of us little to no accumulation. Some areas could get up to about an inch in the snow belt if you would see anything more because of the lake effect. So maybe 1 to 2 inches, but that's about it. Really nothing to write home about. So 34 tonight. The evening rain and storms that we're seeing now going to transition over into overnight snow showers. Still going to be pretty gusty, so first thing in the morning, it's going to feel like we're in the 20s. And then 37 tomorrow, so temperature's not rising a whole lot, but still gusty. So it'll feel like we're in the 20s, so still the winter gear is needed. The 8-day forecast, well, here's what we're looking at. 30s, mid to upper 30s. So we're almost just right on the money in the 8-day forecast of where we need to be for this time of year. Again, I point out to you, well, we'll just take it one, on the air I pointed out Sunday and Wednesday because time constraints. But here, whatever, we have nothing but time. So we'll go through it day by day here. For tomorrow, scattered snow showers, really, again, little accumulation for most, maybe an inch or two in the snow belt. We're dry for Saturday, predominantly cloudy. Maybe I'll change that icon by 10 o'clock to mostly cloudy as opposed to cloudy. And then on Sunday, a system comes in. And so differentiating between lake effect and a system, lake effect, it's just lake effect. The snow belt gets it, everybody else is fine. System snow, everybody has a good chance of seeing some snow showers. And that one, again, that's the lighter of the two between Sunday and Wednesday. So if anything, if I had to throw out something right now, I might say 2-3 inches on Sunday. Of course, someone is going to say on social media, well, I heard Dontae say we're going to get 2 to 3 inches. I'm not saying that for a fact. I'm just saying that. Andre's looking at me like, what? Ears perked up. Like he's going to be the one to post. Dontae said that we get 2 to 3 inches. So if we're just throwing out anything, but I would say it's more accumulation than we've had in a while. But it's nothing. Again, it's nothing to even write home about because we're Northeast Ohio. We're used to snow. It's not like we're Florida and we're saying 2 to 3 inches where everything's going to shut down and everybody's going to panic. So it's fine. By the time we hit
boasting rights,
we get boasting. That's right. We get boasting rights, as Andre said. And on Sunday, with any of that, those snow showers, it'll linger over into Monday morning for the Monday morning commute. So Monday morning commute, we'll have some flurries and snow showers, but then by the afternoon we'll be fine and dry. It's still seasonably cold in the mid-30s. We get a break on Tuesday, dry, approach 40 degrees, 39 is what we'll go with. Then another system snow comes in on Wednesday. That's the one that could have a little bit more teeth in it. Andre and I were talking about this earlier. I think you said some models were trying to spit out, what, 7 inches or something like that? Yeah. So some models 7 inches. Yesterday, I think some models, McKenzie was talking and saying 4 inches or something. So it's all that to say, don't write home to say, hey, Wednesday, we're going to get 4 to 7 inches. No, just saying that one's a little bit more robust than the one on Sunday. So we could probably see more inches. Andre's doing his robust, showing his muscles action over here. So some of us could see more in the way of snow next Wednesday. And then we're back into that pattern where it's the Northeast Ohio winter pattern where you just see flakes flying in the air at any point in time throughout the day. So that's what happens next Thursday and Friday. And we get colder too. A big trough of low pressure swings in here. And so 33 for a high by next Thursday, 28 for a high by next Friday. That's a little bit more indicative of what we see this time of year because 21 would be our average overnight low by that time, and that's where we'll be, 21. And then mid-30s, about 34, 35 or so, will be our average high for this time of year. So we're starting to get right back where we should be as far as the weather goes. We've been spoiled. I don't mind it at all. I was speaking with, I probably shouldn't say this, but I mean, it becomes a small business. A lot of us know each other, but I was tweeting on Twitter and said that I enjoy the mild temperatures, and Eric Airwell, chief meteorologist at Spectrum, who's one if you watch Spectrum, he said, you're not going to like the severe weather and the thunderstorms that go along with it in the springtime. Well, then we get this today. I said, you jinxed us, Eric. We're starting to get it now. We don't have to wait till spring. It's coming in the wintertime. But so all said and done here, we're starting to get back into our groove as far as winter goes, the pattern. Some of you like winter. I mean, just because I don't like it, whatever. Some of you, I know you like to go skiing, snowboarding, tubing, what have you. You kind of like the cooler stuff. I've spoken with some folks with health issues, and the warmer weather just doesn't work out for them. They kind of like it a little cooler. So, so all that, you know, I know there are some of you out there who like the cooler stuff. So we're starting to get back into that. That's the pattern that we're starting to get back into. And so any precip that we have is just really snow showers, as opposed to the warmer rain and thunderstorms and what have you. So that is it for me for here. So what I'm going to do, it's 7:47. At least before 8 o'clock, I'm going to freshen up the website as far as the weather page goes, and then do a new clickable. If you have the app and you kind of like looking at the clickable from time to time to see what the forecast is going to be, I'm going to refreshen that up. I think the last one I did was about 3:30 before we went on air for the evening show. So I'll do that, and so you'll have at least by 8 o'clock, or somewhere shortly thereafter, some fresh updated stuff in case you're not going to join us for 10 o'clock, because a whole lot's not going to change. So what you see on the clickable or on the web is going to be pretty much what you see at 10 o'clock. But other than that, have a great night, everybody, and I'll see you on the other side in winter when all these nice warm spring temperatures are gone. Have a great night, everybody. There was another square of chocolate.